Hey everyone, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. How to flip properties, how to buy properties, add value and sell them for a greater amount. This is a question I get asked a lot and I've actually got quite a bit of experience in this space. So in this video I'm going to outline a recent project which I've done in the property investing game, and I'm going to outline to you guys how to add value to a property in a cost-effective way. I'm going to give you guys my plan and show you guys a real case study. So if that's something you guys are interested in and you appreciate all the research which has gone into this video, then feel free to give it an early thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want more investing tips and exclusive stock market picks, which I'm personally investing into, then feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. And with that being said, let's dive in. So before you even get started and you pick up any tools or you hire any contractors, you need to think about who is going to be your ideal tenant, or who's your ideal person which you're going to be selling the property to. So you need to create an avatar for that person. I'm not talking about that movie. I'm talking about the person who's going to be living in that property. Is it going to be for young professionals? Is it going to be for a couple? Is it going to be for a family? You need to think about that in terms of how you're going to add value to a property. And you also need to think about the price range and quality of other properties in the area. So you need to do some comparisons. Is this going to be a basic property? Is this going to be mid-range? Or is this going to be a really luxurious property because you have a lot of competition around the area? For example, in my personal case, I'm in a city centre of a major city, so there's a lot of competition from new properties, new build apartments, and they're all luxury, they're all high spec properties. So I personally had to make mine really sort of high end in order to match their level. So then on to step one, and that is to identify your most important task. I call this my MIT. Now this really is a productivity hack, but I use this each and every day and it's really helped to move my life forward and meet many of my goals. So look for tasks which are going to move the needle and actually really impact the ideal person which you're trying to sell the property to. In other words, don't spend a whole day painting some part of the property which nobody's going to see. Concentrate on the big things which make the big difference. And don't start choosing curtains until you've put a roof on the property. And I've actually seen this before. So here's an interesting example of the MIT. So this is what a professor did at some university. And he basically, the way you prioritize things in your life is basically you need to put the big things first so the little things can fit around it. So he basically put the rocks in the jar first, followed by the pebbles, followed by the sand. But if you put the sand in the jar first, then you won't be able to fit the big things into the jar. And this is basically how you should think about even running your life or running any business. A big tip here is even before you buy the property, so while it's still going through, because properties take a really long time, start putting a plan in process, because really you're trying to minimize two different things. You've got to minimize the time it takes to actually complete the refurbishment on the property, because this is actually an opportunity cost of missed rent payments or also money being tied up in the property. Of course, the longer it takes to do the refurbishment, the more overheads the property will accumulate. So of course, you've got mortgage payments, you've got council tax payment, you might have service charge and ground rent if you're buying an apartment. Then we get onto step two, which is the fun part. This is the execution strategy. So you have your list of all the different jobs which need doing, order them in terms of the one that is the most priority and the one that is the least priority. And you're going to go through that list and just tick them off. And for each part of the list, you're going to think about what are the jobs that you can do personally, what are the jobs you can contract out, what are the jobs you can get a friend to do, and you're going to assign the person by each one of the jobs and organize them to get done as soon as possible. Also remember, even your time isn't free. There's an opportunity cost. Let's say you have a full-time job and you have to miss work to work on the property, then that opportunity cost, you need to work at what you would have got paid per hour, and that's actually being spent on the property. Of course, if you're working weekends, then that doesn't really matter, but it still might actually affect your personal time. So really think about which jobs you can do realistically and which jobs you can contract out. So here's a real case study of a property which I actually purchased, I added value, and then I could easily flip for a massive amount over. And it didn't really require a lot of major jobs actually doing, but it required an organized plan to actually go through all the different jobs. So for example, here's the first one. It was a balcony door fix. And originally, I thought I'm going to have to pay a contractor to actually fix this balcony, but I managed to convince the building management company that it was in their remit to actually fix this, and they're sending someone out to to fix that. The next, there was a floor replacement. Now, friends had messaged me and said, oh, we can replace the floor. And I was close to using them, and then I realized, you know what, it's better to pay a lot more, get a professional in, and have it done properly, and it looks fantastic. So that was, say, 3 days, and then you put a budget next to that of how long it's going to take and the cost. Balcony refurbishment, I decided to do this myself as I had a little bit of time, so I decided to do that. Window ledge refurb, I had the tools to hand, so I also did that myself. I repainted the table, I painted over some cracks, I added some decor, mirror, curtains, bulbs, etc. But all these things together accumulated and added some real value to the property. It looks like a very different place right now. So step 3, once you have your list, if there's certain jobs which you need a contractor for, get multiple quotes. So get at least 3 quotes from reliable people. Ask the people not just can they do this job, what jobs have they done previously which are very similar? Ask for images, ask for proof, because people will tell you anything. People will say, yeah, I can do it, no problem. And they've never done it before, they're just going to try. And you don't want them to be trying on your property. You want them to have tried previously, become a professional, become an expert in what they're doing, and now they're actually doing it on your property, but also for a reasonable price. And then my final tip is to have that power team around you. Have a team of people you can call up, contractors, lawyers, mortgage brokers who you can call up to actually get jobs done and actually make properties go through and actually buy and sell properties a lot faster. This is vital. Now, if you guys walk into an estate agency to buy your first 1 or 2 properties, you'll actually be like a lamb to the slaughter. They'll probably try and give you some really expensive in-house broker who will charge you a big fee for actually getting your mortgage on the property. Now, I would recommend using a mortgage broker, but there are some that are a lot more cost effective. So if you guys do want access to my personal connections, my personal power team, then feel free to check out that link in the description below for the VIP membership group, where I can give you guys access to solicitors, lawyers, which are actually half the price of what you would normally pay. And I've actually paid the higher amounts before, and then I've actually found good connections now. And also good mortgage brokers who are a reasonable cost or even free, because they actually get paid a commission from the bank. So if that's something you're interested in, that can really save you thousands upon thousands of pounds. And of course, you get access to all the other benefits in the VIP group. I've also got a property investing course, which you guys can check out in the description below. So here's a few examples of the final process. So we've got before here. It didn't look too bad before from this image, but this is a really sort of photoshopped image. It was actually a lot worse, that floor. And then after, I've put this nice dark oak floor in. I had this fitted. I had the same one in my personal apartment because it's just high quality floor. Here's the balcony refurbishment. So before, it was run down, it was tired, and then it was been nicely repainted and varnished with yacht varnish. And then simple jobs here. So this was window ledges, which is a really major thing which happens in a lot of apartments because they get a lot of moisture. And so 3 window ledges all refurbished. So only little jobs, but they really do add up. And when someone's coming to view the property, they see them and they think, okay, this place actually looks really nice. I'm actually ready to move in here right now if you're trying to rent it out, or even if you're trying to sell it. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to join the investing family by hitting that subscribe button, turning that notification bell on. If you did find value in this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the channel. And with that being said, I hope you guys have an incredible day, and I'll see you in my next video. Invest safe.